Welcome back to Cozy English Podcast. I'm Melody.
And I'm Avery. We are so happy to have you here with us today for another cozy lesson.
Definitely. Okay, Avery, let me ask you something. Imagine this. Your phone rings. It's an unknown number. You answer. And the person on the other end starts speaking English. What do you say?
Oh, that's a classic situation. For many English learners, that can be a moment of panic. Your heart starts beating a little faster, right?
Exactly. You might feel nervous, or maybe all the English words you know suddenly disappear from your brain. It happens to everyone.
Right. Or maybe you need to make a phone call in English, like booking a hotel or asking for information. Knowing what to say can make all the difference. It turns a scary moment into a confident one.
And that is exactly what we are here for today. We're going to give you the tools you need to feel confident on the phone. Today, we'll learn 50 useful phone phrases for real conversations.
That's right. 50 phrases. We'll cover everything from starting a call to ending it politely, and even what to say when you have a bad connection. By the end of this episode, you'll be ready for any call.
Let's get started.
Okay, first things first, starting a call. This is the foundation of any good phone conversation. We're going to break down 10 essential phrases for this part. Melody, let's start with a professional setting. How do you usually answer a work call?
For work, I'd say something professional like our first phrase. Hello, this is Melody speaking. It's clear and formal.
Perfect for business. And if you're the one making the call to a friend, you could use phrase 2. Hi, it's Avery calling. It's much more casual.
Right. Now, it's always polite to check if the other person is busy, so phrase 3 is very useful. Hi, is this a good time?
I use that one all the time. A similar one for phrase 4 is, am I calling at a bad time? It shows you respect their time.
Okay, so you've greeted them. Now you need to say why you are calling. Phrase 5 is simple. I'm calling about. For example, I'm calling about the job advertisement.
That makes sense. And what if they called you first and you missed it? Then you use phrase 6, I'm returning your call.
Yes. Now, sometimes the connection isn't great, so it's good to check. Phrase 7, can you hear me okay? And phrase 8, is the connection clear?
Both are super helpful. Okay, now let's switch. Imagine you're the one receiving the call at a company. After you say hello, you can say phrase 9. Thanks for calling Cozy English.
And then you follow it up with our 10th and final phrase for this section. How can I help you? Very professional and helpful.
Great. So that's 10 phrases just for starting a call. We've covered formal, informal, and professional ways to begin. Now, let's move on to asking questions.
Right. Once the call has started, you often need to ask for information or to speak to a specific person. Let's do a little role play here. Avery, you be the customer and I'll be the employee.
Sounds good. Okay, ring ring.
Hello, tech support. This is Melody speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Melody. Here's phrase 11. Could I speak to Mr. Smith, please?
Certainly. And our 12th phrase is what I might ask next. Who am I speaking with?
This is Avery. That's Avery. If my name were more difficult, I'd expect you to use phrase 13. Could you spell that for me?
Exactly, a very important phrase. Now, if you have a simple question, you can use phrase 14, can I ask a quick question? Or phrase 15, do you have a moment?
Right, both are great for being polite. Or you could be a little more indirect with phrase 16. I was wondering if you could help me.
That's a very polite way to ask. To be more direct, you can just say phrase 17, could you tell me your opening hours?
Now, what if the person you want to speak to isn't available? You might ask phrase 18. What's a good time to call back?
Good one. Or you could use phrase 19, can I leave a message? This is super common and useful.
Of course. And to finish this section, phrase 20. Could you ask them to call me back? It's a clear request for action.
Perfect. So now we know how to start a call and how to ask for what we need. But before we get into problem solving, I think it would be helpful to discuss something really important, the difference between formal and informal language on the phone. Don't you think, Avery?
Ah, yes, the difficult part. Let's talk about problems during calls. This is where learners often feel the most stress. But don't worry, we have 15 phrases to help.
Okay, the most common problem is not hearing someone clearly. The simplest and most polite phrase, number 21, is, "Sorry, could you repeat that?"
Great. Let's start with greetings. We've touched on this, but let's go deeper. In a formal context, you'd use phrases like, "Good morning, this is Melody from Cozy English," or "I am calling on behalf of Mr. Smith." It's all about being clear, professional, and stating your purpose.
Yes, a more informal way to say this, which is phrase 22, is, "I didn't catch that." It's very natural and friendly.
Another option, phrase 23, is, "Could you say that again, please?" The please makes it extra polite.
Right. Now, what if the problem is the phone line itself? You can say phrase 24, "The connection is bad."
Or a great way to describe when the sound is cutting in and out is phrase 25. "You're breaking up." It means I can only hear parts of your words.
Yeah, like you're up. Another way to say it is phrase 26, "I think we have a bad connection."
When that happens, a good solution is phrase 27. "Let me try calling you back." Hanging up and calling again often fixes the problem.
Totally. Sometimes the problem isn't the connection, but the volume. So phrase 28 is, "Can you speak a little louder?"
Or maybe the person is speaking too fast. This is very common for learners. It is perfectly okay to ask, with phrase 30, "Can you speak a little slower, please?"
Yes, please don't be afraid to ask that. It's better to ask than to pretend you understand. That leads us to phrase 30. "I'm sorry, I don't understand."
And you can follow that with phrase 31. "Could you explain that in a different way?" This asks them to rephrase it, which can be very helpful.
Absolutely. A few more problem phrases. If the call suddenly ends, you can call back and say phrase 32. "I think we got disconnected."
And if there's a lot of background sound, use phrase 33. "The line is very noisy."
Finally, if you need a second to find information, you can say phrase 34, "Hold on a moment, please," or phrase 35, "Let me just check that." Whew, that was a lot, but so useful. With those phrases, you can handle almost any problem on a call. Now for our final section, ending calls politely.
Yes, knowing how to end a conversation is just as important as starting it. We have 15 phrases here for different situations.
Let's start with a customer support call. After they've helped you, you can say phrase 36. "Thanks for your help." It's simple and polite.
For sure. If you're talking to a friend, you might use phrase 37. "I'll talk to you later." It's a very common, friendly closing.
A nice all-purpose phrase that works in almost any situation is phrase 38. "Have a great day."
I like that one. And another friendly one is phrase 39. "It was nice talking to you."
Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes you are the one who needs to end the call. A polite way to do this is with phrase 40. "I should let you go." It sounds like you're doing them a favor.
That's a good tactic. A more direct but still casual way is phrase 41. "I need to run." Run here just means go.
Right. If you promise to call back later, you can end with phrase 42, "I'll call you back."
Okay, in a customer service or work context, you might hear or say phrase 43. "Let me know if you need anything else." Or a question form, phrase 44. "Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Both are very professional. For business calls, a good formal closing is phrase 45, "Thanks for your time," and phrase 46, "Looking forward to speaking again soon."
Great formal options. For more friendly calls, we have phrase 47, "Take care," and phrase 48, "Bye for now."
I use "take care" all the time. It's so warm. Phrase 49 is also very friendly. "Speak to you soon."
And finally, the classic, simple, and always correct phrase 50, "Goodbye."
And there you have it, 50 phrases. That was a lot of information, so let's take a minute to practice a few of the most important ones.
Great idea, Melody. This is our speaking practice section. We want you, our listeners, to say the phrases out loud. We'll leave a pause for you to speak. Ready?
Okay, let's start with a polite opening. Repeat after me. Is this a good time?
Nice. Now for asking for someone. Repeat. Could I speak to...
Great. Now, what if you don't understand? Repeat, sorry, could you repeat that?
Excellent. And what if the connection is bad? Repeat. You're breaking up.
Perfect. And finally, a polite way to end a call. Repeat, it was nice talking to you.
Fantastic job, everyone. Now for a little challenge. Imagine your phone rings right now. It's an English speaker. Answer your phone in English. What do you say? Take a moment to think and say it out loud.
Great practice. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes.
That's for sure. Okay, let's wrap up today's episode with a quick recap.
We learned so much today. We covered how to start a phone call politely for both work and friends.
We also learned key phrases for asking questions, like asking to speak to someone or leaving a message.
Then we talked about how to solve problems, like a bad connection or not understanding the other person.
And finally, we covered many different ways to end the conversation politely and naturally.
Now you have 50 phrases to handle phone calls in English. Remember, confidence comes with practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every call is a chance to learn.
That's the most important message, and we would love to hear from you. For our call to action today, please write in the comments on our website or social media. Do phone calls in English make you nervous? Let's talk about it.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Cozy English Podcast.
Until next time, take care and keep practicing.